Steph got injured. We didn't actually talk about this last week because it happened last week. We could have talked about it. It happened in the last game of last week, so we could have talked about it, but we didn't. He did get injured in that game last week, but so he's gonna be out through the All-Star break. So he's gonna miss the All-Star game. They went 1 win, 2 losses over the last week. They lose versus Philly. That one was a bit of a blowout. Philly doesn't have Paul George. He's serving a 25 game suspension for violating the league's drug use policy. They do turn around and get a win at Phoenix, and then they spin right back around and lose at the Lakers on Saturday. I didn't update the win loss record, but they are 28-25 as they're playing Memphis right now. That game is about to tip off in the next few minutes. Then they have the San Antonio Spurs on Wednesday, and then we head for the All-Star break. Games are going to resume next Thursday. That's the 19th of February against Boston. And that is when Kristaps Porzingis is going to make his debut. That's right. We can start talking about the trade deadline. And with that, Kristaps Porzingis was acquired in exchange for Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield from Atlanta. That's a trade. I don't know
I
that
do
we
want to say.
Go ahead.
I do want to say, like, obviously, I don't think Kristaps Porzingis was the Warriors' first choice. I know the Warriors did want to try and get him a couple years back, before he signed with Boston or got with Boston.
Yeah.
I just think that Milwaukee, I don't know what the league could do, in my opinion, but I feel like Milwaukee shysted the Warriors and maybe a couple other teams because they were never going to trade Giannis ever. It was never going to happen. So the fact that the Warriors were talking to get Jaren Jackson, right?
It's exactly where I was going to go.
And then they put it on the back burner because they thought that they still had a chance with Giannis. And then Utah swooped in and took Jaren Jackson. The Warriors, basically didn't get a chance to call and say, hey, look, Giannis isn't going to happen until literally the last minute of the clock there. So I think the Warriors pivoted and got Kristaps Porzingis because even Kuminga and his agency said that Atlanta wasn't even on their radar. Like they had no clue that he was going to go to Atlanta. So I don't know what the league could do. I just felt that Milwaukee did a really dirty move, and I think that's just a shitty thing to do all around.
I mean, yeah, when I heard that article, the rumor that the Warriors were in on Jaren Jackson Jr. and they were like passed it up because they thought they were getting Giannis. I was like, I'd rather have Jaren Jackson Jr. because he's younger.
Yeah. I mean,
you have him under contract and he's younger and he still has the opportunity to get better.
Exactly. And I don't know if Draymond was going to be gone, but Jaren Jackson, he's a good defensive player. Like I think that the people misunderstand that when they say like, oh, he's really good at rebounding and he can shoot the three, but he also led his team in blocks for multiple seasons. So I think Jaren Jackson also being able to he was with Steve Kerr for the Olympics, leading up to the Olympics, I should say, for the World Championships. It was just a good fit, and I think Milwaukee really shysted the Warriors and a couple other teams that thought they had a chance at him. So
we got somebody in the chat that said, hey, how do you guys feel about the Chiefs? We got a Raider fan, an Eagle fan, and a 49er fan.
I think the Chiefs, I think Kelsey is on the wrong side. I think Kelsey's on his way out. I think Patrick Mahomes, I think the offense is actually probably going to revert back a little bit. The offense is going to be a little bit better next year because they got rid of the offensive coordinator that was holding them back for the last couple of years. And they got Eric Bieniemy back. So I'm actually a little bit concerned about the Chiefs, if I'm being honest. That's actually genuinely what I think. That's actually genuinely what I think. I'm lightweight concerned about the Chiefs
I'm
offense
not
being
concerned
better.
about
I mean,
Mahomes.
you
If
got
they can,
a healthy
I
Mahomes, Andy Reid. You got
Eric
you
Bieniemy's
got
back.
Eric
Eric Bieniemy's back.
Bieniemy. You got draft
That's
capital.
yeah.
You got some wiggle room on the salary cap. So like, they could be dangerous.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially if they get a little bit of help, and if Rashee Rice doesn't do something stupid again in the
absolutely.
offseason, and if they get him a little help. Um, I don't know about winning another three
I don't
piece.
know about another 3 pieces.
I don't think I don't know about that. I really hope not. I may just go hold my head underwater till the bubbles stop coming if that happens. But uh but yeah, okay. All right. We're having a lot of fun though with that. Let's we're gonna hop back to this to the Warriors with the trade deadline though. Oh man.
Kristaps Porzingis does very little on the exciting meter.
Yeah,
Just
no,
because he's probably going to give you a stretch of games that you're like, wow, this is great, and then something's going to happen, and he's going to get hurt, he's going to get sick, like something's
Well,
going
here's
to
the
happen.
thing. He's got pots, so like, you know what I mean? Like, basically, the combination of pots and he has dealing with the Christian McCaffrey kind of thing where he has Achilles tendonitis like all the time. So people are like, what's his availability gonna be like? Probably not great.
Yeah, you spin a
To
wheel.
be honest with you, you know,
Yeah.
I think you're gonna probably have some nights where he's playing, and then I forgot our other center that we picked up in the offseason. Both of them are just
Horford.
I don't know if they're gonna play or
Al
not.
Horford.
So,
Al Horford.
yeah,
Al Horford. So yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
if they can get a healthy center, it might be different. But okay, the rest of the trade deadline though with the NBA, God, there was a lot of. It was actually kind of busy. The trade deadline was actually busy for a change, so that was nice. I mean, God, there was the. We already talked a little bit
Anthony
about the Jaren
Davis got
Jackson
moved
move.
again.
Yeah, yeah. Anthony Davis gets moved. Cleveland gets James Harden. Nikola Vucevic goes to Boston for Anthony Simons and a second rounder. Washington ends up getting stuck with Anthony Davis. But also was it Jalen Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum in exchange for Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley, and then like a whole bunch of picks as well. So like that's
I read Anthony Davis wants to get bought out
Mhm.
and then try to re-sign with the Lakers.
Okay.
I could see that.
Yeah.
D'Angelo, I heard, is not going to report to the Wizards. So he wants to get bought out too. So
Okay.
He wants to go back to the Lakers too.
Nobody wants to go to the
Yeah.
Wizards.
this is such a Washington trade. Dante Exum, who was a former first-round pick, who left the league to go play back in Australia because he sucked. Marvin Bagley, who thought that he was going to be the next All-Pro, not All-Pro, All-Star power forward center, banked on himself and didn't get paid at all. So he's washed goods at this point. I mean, what a crazy, stupid pick this is. I think your best piece out of this is probably Chris Middleton and Jaden Hardy, because Jaden Hardy's an untapped potential, and Chris.
Yeah, I mean, and you got they're going. That's basically 1-for-1 at this point.
Yeah, that's a terrible trade.
Yeah, that's just a whole lot of mess. I mean,
And
Mike Conley and
that,
Kobe.
Did you hear that the group that owns the Mavericks, they're looking to possibly sell the team
Already?
So Mark Cuban, they're like, we're fucking done.
Mark Cuban
Already?
said he might buy the team again.
He might buy him back, buy out the
Yeah.
With their own money.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
All right,
Anyways, I'm
let's
sorry.
see.
Go ahead.
Charlotte is trying to get a little serious. They get Kobe White and Mike Conley from Chicago in exchange for Colin Sexton and 3 second-round picks and Ousmane Dieng and Let's see.
So Mike Conley, is it Mike Conley I'm thinking about, or I think it's Mike Conley. I think he's being bought out, and he's going to go
Probably.
back to Minnesota.
Okay. Because yeah, he got traded to Chicago earlier in the week as well, right? Like
Right, and I
or
think
whatever.
Chicago's going to buy him out, and then he's going to go sign with
Yeah,
Minnesota.
that
So
was weird. Yeah.
also
Yeah.
to OKC getting Jared McCain. Jared McCain, that feels like an OKC player to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
Yeah, and in exchange for like a first round pick and then 3 second-round picks as well, so the rich get richer. Cool. Love that. Thanks, Philly. Anyway.
that is a
Okay,
Philly
so
model though. The Eagles
yeah,
just load up on draft picks.
yeah. All right. So there's your draft deadline. I mean, there were other draft moves made too, but whatever. Cool. Jimmy Butler had successful surgery. Cool. See you next year, bud. Yeah. I mean, what else do we need to say? Like, I'm glad his surgery was successful. He's not going to be back this year. He's not going to help us this year.
Let's look at the makeup of this, right?
Yeah.
So you got Kristaps Porzingis next season.
Yep.
You've got Jimmy Butler next season.
Yep.
You got Steph Curry. You got Draymond.
Yep.
I mean, does that team on paper sound like a team that's going to compete for another championship? Like, I hate to break it to you, but I think something has to happen in the offseason dramatically.
I think that team smells like they could compete for a 5 seed. They could really push for a 5 seed, and that's about it. Like
I tell you right now, 5 years ago, that team on paper was a pretty dominant team.
Yeah,
5 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not
now. No. It's
with Porzingis. It's just the injuries and the illnesses throughout his career, and to no fault of his own, his body betrayed him on this POTS disease. I'd never even heard of it until I read about it a couple years ago when he got it. So it's just really unfortunate. But like, how many games are you going to get out of him next year? Another year under the belt around the sun, and what are you going to get? When healthy, yeah, he's awesome, but I don't know if you're getting that player right now.
I don't think so.
And then with Jimmy Butler coming off of that injury, and
his age,
you're aging. Are you going to be the same Jimmy Butler this season, or are you going to lose a step or lose a little bit somewhere? So like, you're already a degrading player, and you didn't really have a shot. You manufactured a lot of things, you distributed the ball. So how does that impact everybody? And at some point, as much as we don't want to accept it, at some point the decline for Steph Curry is going to happen. Like, at some point that's going to happen. And if it ain't this year, then at some point it'll happen next year, right? So
yeah, I mean,
it's just
I think it's fortunate for Curry that he's a 3-point shooter. So most players learn to develop a 3-point shot because they just don't have the explosiveness.
No, I think the shot will always be there for him, but it's everything else. It's how many miles he runs in a game when you're over 40 years old or whatever, running around, 6 miles in a basketball game. I think you're going to get to a point where like, he's not in back-to-backs. You're going to see minutes restrictions because of those knees, because of like how much he runs. And then Draymond, like, his body is starting to break down too, where like, all the years of taking on other teams' center and being undersized and willing to do all that dirty work. He's not the same Draymond that he was last year, even, so you have an aging roster, and Father Time's undefeated, man. It's just not a Warriors team that I'm as constructed going forward, that I'm like, oh yeah, this team's going to be competitive as hell when they're healthy.
Yep.
Like it feels like you couldn't get you missed on all these other trades, the Giannis and whatever. You missed on it. So to me, it was like, all right, well, Porzingis is an expiring contract, and we get rid of Jonathan Kuminga. Like it's done. Like we just want it done. Like you probably could have got more in the summer, in the off season when maybe he gets a couple of games with the Warriors and he restores that value. But like the time to trade him was like last year or 2 years
Yeah.
ago. So they whiffed, and it is what it is. It is what it is. We all knew this team was going to age out, but yeah, it's a nothing burger, dude. It doesn't feel very exciting at all.
So with Kuminga being traded and Moody being on the team still, Moody is the last player from Bob Myers' last draft that he did with the Warriors. So Moody's the last one, last Mohican,
Last man standing. Yeah.
And I can honestly see him being traded in the offseason too. So,
He probably has the most value still, though. Like so
exactly.
if they do trade him, they might actually get something worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with all the with Porzingis coming off the books and making some moves, you could get under all these aprons and maybe do something to add a superstar in the offseason. But depending on who that superstar is, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Man, it's gonna be tough. Okay. Anything else for the Warriors? I mean, right now they're currently sitting, in the play-in tournament still. That's where they're sitting.
I think that's what will end up.
Yeah, that kind of would make sense. It's a play-in tournament. They may or may not win their way into the playoffs, and then they'll have to play Oklahoma City probably, and then it's a thank you for participating in the 2026 playoffs, and